Your dream girl is waiting for you. Your dream girl is waiting for you. You owe it to that girl out there who's hoping to meet that amazing quality man. You owe it to her to make yourself into that man that she's looking for. Welcome to the Irresistible Man Workshop. We're on day 3 of 4 of the workshop. In day 1, we talked about how to transform all your past pain and failure into fuel that's going to propel you forward to win. In day 2, we talked about how to have that swagger. So when you walk in a room, women notice you. We talked about how to love yourself more by becoming a more disciplined man. And today, in day 3, we're going to talk more about body language and how to have that attitude that women are attracted to and that's gonna get you noticed when you walk into a room. So today's conversation is gonna start by me saying to you, stop being too humble. So many guys who struggle with women are so proud. They carry that badge of honor like, oh, I'm a humble guy. Oh, I'm really humble. Fuck being humble. Be noticed. Okay? If you're being too humble and not showing women what you've got and everything that you are, you're not being humble, you're being foolish. You're being an ineffective communicator. Women are primarily attracted to a man's character, okay? Men are primarily attracted to a woman's looks, right? A woman's physical appearance is something we can see. We see that woman over there, we're like, okay, I like the way she looks, I'm attracted to her. For women, women are more attracted by character traits. Who is this man? Okay? Now, side note, of course, if you're good looking, that's going to attract women. But a lot of women say, you know what? I really was attracted to that guy until he opened his mouth. Okay? So even if you're one of those guys that believes that looks are super important and you have to have that, certain look as a man to get women, perish the thought. Okay? Because there are a lot of good-looking guys, but the second they open their mouths, the woman is like, ew, okay? Because who he is not an attractive man, okay? So primarily, what a woman is attracted to is your character, your vibe, your swagger, your energy, your attitude. That's what we're talking about inside this workshop, the Irresistible Man. How to have that irresistible, magnetic, undeniable, attractive energy. So, let's talk about this thing called humility, being humble. We'll also talk about arrogance. I know you're scared of being arrogant and you don't want to be arrogant, but you need to understand one concept, which is you got to show women what you got. Okay? You have to show women what you got. What does that mean? That means if what a woman is attracted to are your traits, well, your traits, a lot of them are invisible, okay? So some of them are visible, other ones are invisible. So let's say you have a good body, okay, that's visible, that's great. I suggest you have the best body possible while going into this game because it will definitely help you. I suggest that you dress yourself from head to toe as best you can because that's going to help you. Of course it is. But beyond that, how does a woman know what you've got if you don't tell her, if you don't communicate to her? Okay? So when I say what do you got, what have you got? So let's say you used to be a semi-pro athlete and now you're talking to women. What I'm going to ask you is, hey, when you talk to women, do you mention that you used to be a semi-pro tennis player? No, I don't. I never say that because I don't want to come off like I'm bragging or something, right? Wrong. If you don't tell her that you were serious about something and a high achiever in some area or you did something cool or significant, then she's going to assume you didn't. Okay? Let me tell you that again. If you don't tell her about the cool things you've done or the cool parts of yourself, she's going to assume that those don't exist. One lesson I learned from women, okay, through my experience, is what a woman doesn't see, she assumes doesn't exist. Okay? So this used to frustrate the hell out of me, okay? Because I used to be that guy, oh, I'm humble, I'm not going to tell her that oh, I have a really nice sports car, or that I have a bunch of money, or that I've done this cool thing. I'm not gonna tell her any of that because I want her to like me for me, and I don't want to be arrogant, whatever, right? And what I realized is when I didn't tell women about the cool things that I've done or am or whatever, women would just assume that I wasn't those things. I did not have those qualities. Let me actually tell you a funny story. Okay? So in a relationship with a girlfriend I had, okay? I never did any work around the house. I didn't do anything like handyman wise. I didn't fix anything, screw any light bulbs, fix the sink. Also, never worked on my car. Anytime I needed something fixed, I pick up the phone, call the plumber, call the mechanic, call whoever I need to. Okay, fix this for me, please. Thank you. Here's some money. Bye. So, my girlfriend assumed, oh, Jad, you're not a handyman. Oh, Jad, you have no idea how to work on cars or fix anything around the house. And I'm like, what? What gave you that idea? She's like, oh, well, you never do it. You just ask other people to do it. So that means you don't know how to do it. No. I hired other people to do it because I was being efficient with my time. My time is worth more than spending an hour fixing the sink or the toilet or whatever lights going off because I got more high value things to do. So I hire someone else to do that stuff while I'm working on higher value stuff. That's why I hire people, not because I don't know how to do it. Okay? But she just automatically assumed I'm not a handyman, I'm not good with my hands, I can't fix shit in the house or in my car. So I'm like, I got pissed off, to be honest. I'm like, fuck this shit, right? So then I started fixing things around the house. I started fixing things myself in the car just to show her. And then she's like, oh, you are a handyman. Okay, you can do that. Okay, you see how stupid that is? But that's just the way women tend to be. If they don't see, and if you don't communicate to them, hey, I can do this, I can do that, I got this, I got that, they assume that you can't or that it doesn't exist. Another story with a different girlfriend is basically she assumed that I'm very gentle and chilled back and nice and stuff like that, right? So not really threatening or, able to have a fight, let's say. Okay, so she made those assumptions. And then one day, there was a situation where, I intimidated a guy. I yelled at him with a really dominant voice, fucking intimidated the shit out of him, right? And then she looks at me, she's like, oh, wow, I didn't know you had that in you, right? And I'm thinking like, duh, of course I have it in me. I'm a man and I'm doing all this shit in my life. I'm running a business, which is tough. I'm doing, but like, so because they don't see it, they assume it's not there. So from these stories, you can tell this annoys me about women, but that's just the way they are. Okay, and I'm nothing against them. There's, we can get into the psychology, whatever, but the thing you need to understand about this is that for a woman, what is not seen and not communicated, she assumes doesn't exist, you don't have. So if you don't display that you're successful in your life, she's going to assume, he's probably not that successful in his life. If you don't display that you got that swagger and you love yourself, she's going to be like, yeah, maybe he doesn't really love himself that much. If you don't display that, hey, I play guitar, I'm in a band, I released an album, I'm a rapper, I do this art, I'm writing this book, whatever you're doing, if you don't share that with her because you think, oh, what if she thinks I'm showing off? That I own a bunch of properties, whatever it is that you have going for you. If you don't mention that, she's going to assume that you don't have that and you don't have that stuff going on. So don't be afraid of looking too cocky or arrogant around women. Be afraid of being a bad communicator with women. Let's say that again. Don't be afraid of coming across a little cocky or arrogant or like a show-off in front of women. Be afraid of being a bad communicator. Better to communicate too much and come off like you're showing off than not communicating enough and her thinking, oh, this guy's this valuable instead of this valuable. Okay? I'm humble. I'm not going to tell her that I own a few properties and then I'm in real estate. Because what if she thinks I'm showing off? Okay, don't tell her. She's going to think, oh, this guy's here when really you're up here. See what I'm saying? So this game We don't make the rules. It's not about political correctness. All I care about is what works, what doesn't. What doesn't work is hiding everything that's cool about you. And what does work is showing what's cool about you. So here's another analogy, okay? You hiding the cool things about you would be the same as a hot woman draping a black sheet all over her, okay? And then walking to the nightclub or the street or whatever, and then expecting to get hit on, okay? Nobody's gonna hit on her because it's just a black ghost walking around. That is that is the same thing when you walk up to a woman and you don't tell her all the great things about you. You're metaphorically like the woman with the black sheet on top of her. Of course women aren't choosing you. Of course they're not noticing you. You're not showing it, okay? So here's another aspect of this. That's why you got to get your body and your fashion and your swagger and your body language in check. Because when you walk in a room, you know, it's, oh, I want to be humble. Oh, hello. Hi, how are you? Nah, man. Walk around with that swagger. Put your head up. Look around. Put those shoulders back. Walk around with a swagger. Hey, what's up? Yeah, Jat T. Jones is here, baby. All right? Own who you are. Own the space. Let people know I have just entered the room and I believe I'm the most attractive motherfucker here. I believe that you would be lucky to be with me, not because I'm arrogant, but because I'm a valuable man. I've made myself valuable. So let's talk about arrogance and being a show-off and some cautionary notes. If you're someone who's showing off from a place of insecurity, like, oh, hi, baby, and yeah, you know, my Porsche is parked outside, yeah, and I got my penthouse, and la la la, and you're coming from this needy place, like, please love me because I have a Porsche, and I have a penthouse, and I have a Rolex. If you're coming from that energy, of course, that's not what we're talking about, okay? So, and it's also like, you know, arrogance is ugliness, okay? So I'm not telling you to be arrogant like, oh, I'm better than you. I have this, and I play guitar, and I am, You're not doing it like that. But, you know, for you, I know that your problem is you're so humble that even if you think you're being arrogant, you're probably not. So for you, I wouldn't even worry about you being too arrogant. And in fact, if you're a bit cocky, you know what a bit of arrogance means? It means being cocky. Being cocky is good with women. Women like a guy who's cocky. They're like, oh, this guy he's a bit cocky. Okay? Damn. Okay? Women aren't turned off by arrogance as much as you think they are. Men are turned off by arrogance quickly. But women, here's another story. Okay? This used to piss me off so bad. Okay? Like you, I fucking hate show-offs. I fucking hate them. They annoy the shit out of me. Okay? So, in my younger days, I worked in a kind of like in a banquet center. So we were like a bunch of waiters, you know, like a bajillion of us, right? Guys and girls. So it kind of felt like high school. It was actually pretty fun. So anyways, there was this one guy waiter, right? And the guy was working there, but he really didn't have to work. He was from a rich family. You know, they had horses. Anyone who knows anything about horses, if you have horses, that's big money, right? He lived on a ranch outside the city, you know, so he had money, he had connections and all that stuff, right? So this guy, this fucker, he would sit there at the table, you know, around these other girls, all these waitresses, these hot girls, right? And he would just every day would come in, oh yeah, and my stable this, and we bought this horse, and we're breeding this horse, and this horse won this award, and oh, we just brushed shoulders with so-and-so, and you know, and to me and the other guys, it was so blatantly obvious. This guy's just being an arrogant show-off, you know, just, ugh, right? Like, it's just like, ah, fuck. But guess how the girls were reacting to him all the time? Oh, really? Oh, yeah? Oh. Right? So girls eat that shit up. Oh, value, money, fame, importance, high status. Okay? Women respond. And I'm not insulting women. It's just I get annoyed by that, right? But they were just eating it up, right? He was speaking the language of women. So when you're sitting there and saying, yeah, like forgive this example. This is going to be a bit of an extreme example, but just to drive the point across. If you come and you say, yeah, I'm rich, I live in a mansion, I got a ranch, I know important people, all that stuff, status, power, status, power. When you're speaking that to women, women are going to be like, oh, really? Wow. Oh. They're eating it up. They're not looking at it as like, oh, look, this guy's showing off. They're like, oh, wow, this is an important, high status, powerful guy, right? So you communicating valuable stuff to women is like a woman showing you her sexy body. When you see a sexy body, you're like, right? Well, I want it, right? So same, the mirror of that, when you speak to women, yeah, I have my own band, yeah, I'm, starting my own business, yeah, I wrote a book, yeah, I'm, I have a good job, yeah, I manage properties, yeah, I'm doing real estate, yeah, I'm whatever, I used to be a semi-pro skater, whatever, anything cool, right? Whatever it is. These are just random, right? The woman's gonna be like, oh, cool, character, important, status. Okay? So you need to get it through your head. If you want women to notice you, want you, and not pass you over, it is your job to effectively communicate your value. Okay? Said simply, you got to speak it out. Just like that show-off guy who probably took it a bit too far, but even then, even though that guy was obviously arrogant, I want you to note that the girls ate it up and he always had girls around him. He had no problem with women. Okay? So even, don't be afraid of being too arrogant and even too much of a show-off from a power, not from that needy place, but just telling them what you got, and you'll see they're just going to eat it up. They're going to be, basically what a woman is going to be metaphorically saying is, thank you for that information. Oh, you have this good thing about you? Okay, thank you for that information. Oh, you have this? Oh, you're a Harvard grad? Okay, thank you for this information. Oh, okay. Now, side note, I know I'm giving extreme examples in this video. That's just to drive the point across. I don't want this video to make you insecure like, oh, I haven't graduated from Harvard. Oh, I'm not rich. Oh, I don't have a ranch. Oh, I don't drive a Ferrari. Oh, I don't have a fitness model. But okay, I'm just giving those extreme examples as just to drive the point across. But you can tell her stuff like, yeah, well, in my spare time, actually, I do tango dancing. Oh, that's cool, right? Oh, yeah, you know what? Actually, I just bought my first home. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that tells her a lot about you. That says, okay, this guy's into the arts and cool stuff like that. Or, oh, this guy is responsible enough as a man that he bought his first place. Whoa, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So just normal people stuff, right? Oh, I'm about to graduate. I just graduated. Also cool, But you gotta tell her what you are, because your qualities are invisible unless you speak them out to her. Okay. And the final thing I want to share with you, just a few body language tips. To be an attractive man, you have to have strong eye contact, okay? When you look at a woman, make sure you're keeping strong eye contact. When you walk into a room, look at everybody, catch some people's eyes. In general, as a man, make good eye contact with people. In a man who makes poor eye contact is communicating, I'm not enough, I'm not unworthy, I'm not confident. Okay? Look people in the eye. And in a lot of situations, it's good if people look away first. Now, don't get obsessive about this or weird about this. It's not like a steadfast rule. But in general, your eye contact should be stronger than all the women you talk to. That's a form of dominance, and it also shows her, hey, I got nothing to hide, and I like who I am, and I'm solid in who I am. Another a few general tips: stay open. Don't close down. Okay, stay open with your body, arms next to your side, shoulders back, head up, chest out. All open. Maybe lean back a bit, and also practice when you're walking around. Walk with a little more swagger. Again, you may be saying, oh, well, I don't want to look like I'm too cocky. Look cocky. Better to look too cocky than too humble. If you take two men, one guy is a bit too cocky, the other guy's a bit too humble, the cocky guy's getting all the women, and the guy who's too humble is just being ignored, okay? This isn't about political correctness. This is about what works. This isn't about what you like. It's about what works, okay? So maybe I like to be humble and low key. And okay, you want to be ignored? Be humble and low key and you'll be ignored. Or do you want to play the game? You want to play the game? You got to play the rules of the game, which is you got to show who you are through your body language, through your words, make yourself known, make your presence felt everywhere you go. Now, obviously, there's a lot that goes into this, but I can't cover it in this 4-day workshop. I invite you to schedule a free call, calljad.com, and I'll show you how to be that irresistible man. I'll give you specific information, especially customized for you. We'll jump on a 20-minute call, ask you a few questions, and once I know who you are and how you're showing up, I'll be able to give you specific free tips on how to show up as that irresistible man and how to have that swagger that fits your personality. So you can go to calljad.com and book an absolutely free call with me right now. So that's it for today's workshop. Stay tuned for day 4. And if you haven't watched day 1 and day 2, there's a lot of valuable information in there. So just press that skip button back, go back to video 1, watch the whole series, and I promise you, you'll walk away with a lot of value. Thanks for watching. Keep that swagger strong, and I'll see you in the next.